guys, thanks for joining me today. Listen, I can give you a list of great leaders from the past, the present, and on up to the future, the young ones that are coming up now. But the fact of the matter remains, I want you to be a better leader. So how do we go about doing that? Well, I'm going to tell you how, and then I'm going to ask you some questions to get you thinking on how you can do that. It's one of the most important things that we need to do nowadays that's long overdue, and it should have been done, and it should have been more discussed and more talked about a long time ago and for a while now. But the one thing that leaders today need to do in order to find their voice and to figure out their leadership style is to change the status quo. We've got to stop doing leadership the way it was done before. We've got to stop doing this leadership cookie cutter style. There's no one style that fits all. Leadership is not cookie cutter. So you cannot lead like people used to, because we're not dealing with the days of old. We're dealing with now. We're dealing with the future. We're dealing with how people work and interact and mingle in the workplace now, and how they will do so in the future. So we have to look at leadership a little differently now. So break the status quo. Stop the status quo. Find your leadership style. Find your voice in the way that you lead. Because we all want you to be that leader that people want to follow. We want you to enhance your influence and do so the right way and be more effective and productive and more likable, so that people will want to follow you. So break the status quo. Find your voice. Well, now you're saying, how do we do that? So, okay, here's the question. What does successful leadership look like to you? That's what you have to think about. What does successful leadership look like to you? For you. In order for you to be successful in your position of authority or leadership, what does your leadership, successful leadership, look like to you? That's something you need to think about and really reflect and look at. Now, when you figure that out, now paint that perfect picture to the ones around you, meaning your team or your peers or your staff or whatever. This is how I think successful leadership should look in this environment. When I'm doing X, Y, and Z, when I'm pouring into you guys, when I'm doing blah, 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 blah. The best example for that is the I Have a Dream speech. Martin Luther King Jr. Simply laid out very clearly his dream for America and how he saw America, how he envisioned in America to be. That's the same thing you have to do. Look at your leadership. What would successful leadership look like to you? Your style, your voice. Now, paint that picture to your team, because this is the picture that you want to create. And your team needs to understand that so that they can be on board. So now that we looked at breaking the status quo and looking at what successful leadership looks like to you, the third thing is, what kind of person will you have to become in order to achieve what you want? In other words, successful leadership. What type of person are you going to have to become? What are some things that you're going to have to do and tweak? Are you going to have to become a better listener? Or will you have to learn how to seek counsel amongst your peers? Maybe like a master, not a master, but I can't think of it right now. But it's a group of your peers where you get around and you discuss certain situations that you're going through, and just to bounce ideas off of each other and to get other insight and ideas that will help you become a better leader. Do you have to seek more counsel? I think that's what I was just saying. Or maybe you need to become more open-minded instead of just going down your path and your path only. Open up your mind to other ideas, other thoughts, other avenues. And finally, maybe you need to get a mentor or a coach. So those are the things that you have to look at. Break the status quo. Envision what successful leadership looks like to you, for you, and then figure out what kind of person you're going to have to become in order to obtain or become that successful leader, or that picture that you dreamt up and you've painted for everyone else to view and hopefully jump on board with. So that's the thing today. We want to look at breaking the status quo and being the leader that you were meant to be. It's okay to study other leaders and figure out, the things that they did and the traits that they had and all of that good stuff. But there's only one you. So be you, find your voice, break that status quo, find your style. Think about what successful leadership is for you, and then figure out what type of person or leader you have to become in order to obtain that goal. All right? Thanks, guys, for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. And remember to invest in yourself. Nobody's going to take you more seriously than you and your career and how you lead and get people to gel and to follow you and to do what you need to do to become a positive and impactful influence on others. So invest in yourself. And, if you want to see more videos like this, tune into my YouTube channel or my website. It'll be posted down at the bottom of the screen. And remember, guys, I'm always here if you need me. Just send me a letter or, an email or give me a call. Let me know. We can help coach you and put together a tailor-made plan for your success. All right? Remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?